Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into the fascinating avian intellect with Jennifer Ackerman's illuminating work, The Genius of Birds. Ackerman, a seasoned science writer with over 2 decades of experience, lays bare the astonishing capabilities of birds that rival and sometimes surpass human ingenuity. From the craftsmanship of tool making to the unseen complexities of navigation, memory, and the melodic nuances of birdsong, this book shatters the misconception of bird-brained and elevates our feathered friends to new heights of respect in the natural world. Bringing together years of research and compelling anecdotes, The Genius of Birds uncovers the sophisticated behaviors and cognitive feats that define various bird species. Ackerman's expertise, combined with her engaging narrative style, makes this a must-read for anyone with a penchant for the natural world or an interest in the mysteries of animal cognition. If the melodic chirping outside your window piques your curiosity, or if you're intrigued by the cutting-edge neurological research on animals, The Genius of Birds will offer you a new lens through which to appreciate the complex lives of birds. Ackerman, awarded by the National Endowment for the Arts among others, serves as an authoritative guide on this journey to understanding the enigmatic intelligence of our avian companions. Join us as we unpack the mastery and the myths, and fly into the minds of birds in a way you have never experienced before. The Genius of Birds. Behold the Brilliance of Birds. Introduction. Unveiling the Avian Intellect. Beyond the bird brain stereotype. When you hear bird brain, you might conjure up images of clueless creatures, fluttering without a grand plan. Cast that notion aside. As it turns out, our feathered friends are far more than just pretty songsters or clever mimics. Peek inside the vibrant world of birds, and you'll discover a realm brimming with intelligence that rivals, and in some facets even surpasses, what we see in many mammals renowned for their smarts. You might marvel at the chimpanzee's problem-solving finesse or the intricate social structures of dolphins. But have you ever considered the cunning crow or the resourceful raven? These creatures are not outliers but examples of a broader truth. Avian intelligence is a widespread, diverse phenomenon that we're only just beginning to appreciate fully. Through this journey, you'll unearth insights into the complex brains of birds and witness their astounding cognitive feats. Artists and architects of the air, the creative flair of birds. Imagine stepping into an art gallery, but rather than canvases, you're surrounded by an array of elaborate sculptures and structures, crafted not by human hands, but by the beak and claw of the satin bowerbird. These virtuosos of the avian world don't just build, they create optical illusions with an architect's precision, influencing the perspective of their audience. All in an elaborate mating ritual. It is artistry interwoven with instinct, proving that creativity is not the sole domain of Homo sapiens. Similarly, the craft of composing a symphony seems exclusive to great human maestros, but not so fast. Enter the mockingbird, a winged virtuoso whose repertoire can include a medley of hundreds of tunes borrowed from the world around it. From the jingles of car alarms to the melodies of other birds, mockingbirds are nature's mimic artists, performing with a versatility that challenges our ideas of what it means to be musically inclined. Connect the dots, cognitive parallels between feathered and human minds. As you delve into the intricacies of bird intelligence, you'll stumble upon familiar connections, parallels between the avian brain and our own. While separated by millions of years of evolution, both humans and birds share common neural pathways, specialized regions dedicated to higher-order processing, and the ability to engage in complex social interactions. It's a revelation that nudges us to reconsider the hierarchy of intelligence. The richness of birds' cognitive lives, their ability to innovate, communicate, and even empathize, reframes the narrative, placing these creatures on a tier closer to our own than we might have previously acknowledged. The tale of avian intelligence is a tapestry of science and wonder, a story that dismantles outdated stereotypes and unfolds a new appreciation for the depth and breadth of intellect that exists within the animal kingdom. After all, what is genius if not the ability to see the world in a way that no one else has before? And as we shall see, birds are masters of their own unique kind of genius. Part 1. Unraveling the Mystery of Bird Cognition. It's time to retire the term bird-brained as antiquated and inaccurate. Contrary to cultural stereotypes, our skies are graced with creatures that display a dazzling spectrum of intelligence, compelling scientists to reevaluate their place in the cognitive hierarchy. But defining intelligence, even in humans, is akin to grasping at smoke, complex and varied, resisting simple classification. Human genius can manifest in a multitude of domains. A novelist's command of prose, a mathematician's dance with numbers, an athlete's physical prowess, all are forms of intelligence. Similarly, some birds may stand out for their strategic thinking, while others for their remarkable adaptability. That's why researchers are now more inclined to discuss bird cognition, a term that captures the nuances of their mental capabilities without the baggage of human comparisons. Inspecting bird intelligence, however, is anything but straightforward. Take a murmuration of starlings, for example. Their coordinated ballet across the sunset sky is hypnotic. But what looks like a showcase of collective intellect is, in reality, the outcome of individual birds following simple rules of spacing and velocity in relation to their neighbors. Here, complexity arises not from deep thought but from the interplay of basic instincts. To pierce the veil of avian intellect, scientists conjure up puzzles and challenges, experiments meticulously devised to tap into a bird's cognitive engine. Consider the seed in a box enigma. A bird is presented with a treat hidden under a sliding lid, the discovery and retrieval of which would signal cognitive accomplishment. By observing how swiftly a bird can reach its reward, and comparing the results across various species, researchers sketch a map of avian brainpower. This scientific inquiry into avian cognition unfurls a narrative of non-human intelligence that transcends mere reflex. It paints a portrait of birds, not just as creatures of instinct, but as beings capable of thought, learning, and problem-solving, a testament to the underrated and complex minds fluttering above us. Part 2. Deciphering the brainpower of birds through their brain size and structure. When pondering the intelligence of animals, our eyes often turn to their brains, the command centers for cognition. Birds are no exception, and a closer examination of their cerebral architecture suggests we ought to consider them among nature's intellectual elite. The old saying that bigger is better does hold some water when talking about brains. Humans, with their substantial brains weighing in at 1,360 grams on average, stand as a testament to this association. While not all animals with sizable brains match human intellect, there is a compelling connection between brain size and cognitive capacity. Here's where our avian counterparts really begin to astonish. Despite their feather-light bodies, birds like the New Caledonian crow boast a brain that's proportionally large, to the point where scientists describe it as hyperinflated, a nod to its remarkable size relative to the bird's bodily dimensions. This isn't a new phenomenon either. Bird brains have retained this characteristic since the days when their dinosaur ancestors roamed the earth, even as other organs have been streamlined or minimized to accentuate their cerebral advantage. However, the tale of bird smarts isn't simply a matter of size. Consider the mountain chickadee, a brain no bigger than a couple of peas, yet capable of recalling thousands of food caches over half a year. This mnemonic prowess isn't magic, but a product of neurogenesis, a process by which fresh neurons are constantly formed. Imagine a brain where each memory gets its neuron, neatly avoiding the muddle of overlapping memories. This theory suggests a kind of cerebral organization in birds that enables them to keep their facts straight without the clutter, allowing even tiny-brained birds to perform outstanding cognitive feats. Indeed, the world of birds offers us a glimpse into the myriad ways intelligence can manifest. From the substantial to the minuscule, their brains are powerhouses of potential, humming with the rhythms of an intricate dance we are only beginning to understand. Their size and structure, elements honed by eons of evolution, are clear testaments to an avian intellect as rich and varied as the species themselves. Part 3. The marvel of avian tool usage and craftsmanship. Long hailed as a benchmark of human evolution, the art of tool usage is not ours alone. Birds, with their sharp beaks and keen minds, have joined the ranks of tool aficionados, engaging in activities that echo our own primal ingenuity. Across the bird kingdom, enterprising species have learned to harness the environment for their benefit. Burrowing owls, for instance, have become crafty entomologists, leveraging the allure of dung to draw in a feast of dung beetles. Meanwhile, the dexterous African grey parrot turns to a simple stick to relieve an itch, a behavior not so unlike our own. But the prize for avian inventiveness goes to the New Caledonian crow, a bird whose capacity for tool-making puts it alongside humans in the annals of craft. These crows fashion twigs into elongated probes, stripping them of bark and foliage to reach larvae hiding in crevices. Even more astonishing is their propensity for crafting hooks, a feat unparalleled in the animal kingdom save for our species. Here is a bird that not only uses tools, but envisions and creates tools with a specific purpose in mind, a testament to their sophisticated cognitive processes. Take, for example, a New Caledonian crow known as 007, who captured imaginations worldwide through a demonstration of its problem-solving acumen. Faced with a complex 8-part puzzle, this feathered agent displayed a remarkable capacity for sequential logic, wielding a suite of tools with precision and strategy to unearth a hidden reward. It was a revelation, laying bare the intelligence of a creature capable of such deliberation and foresight with nothing but a beak at its disposal. Tool-making in birds isn't merely about physical manipulation. It's about understanding the world in a way that anticipates outcomes. To select, shape, and use a tool involves perceiving how different entities interact, a grasp of cause and effect that borders on the philosophical. The New Caledonian crow doesn't simply peck and poke. It contemplates and constructs, navigating a realm of abstract concepts that humans have long considered uniquely their own. Part 4. Feathered friends with a flair for the social sphere. Inscrutable at times, the social world demands a keen wit and an ability to navigate complex interpersonal dynamics. Birds are no strangers to such demands. With their rich social structures and nuanced interactions, avian societies are hotbeds of emotional and social intelligence. Chickens, often undervalued for their cognitive abilities, are in fact masters of social orchestration. Within the confines of the co-op, they craft intricate hierarchies, sowing the seeds of order mere days after hatching. It was the observation of these clucking communities that led to the coining of the phrase pecking order, a concept sprung from the meticulous studies of Thorleif Skjelderup Ebbe, who documented the stratified societies where rank dictated access to resources and safety. But there's more to bird society than hierarchy. Dig deeper, and you'll uncover the tender strains of empathy that weave through their interactions. Rooks, akin to lovers seeking solace, will engage in affectionate behaviors resembling kisses after aggressive encounters. Western scrub jays gather in communal vigils, honoring the passing of their comrades. It's a poignant display of social cohesion and collective mourning that defies simplistic views of bird behavior. Delving into the realm of self-awareness, the magpie emerges as a creature of profound introspection. Faced with their own reflections and a conspicuous red dot laser-marked upon their feathers, some magpies exhibited behavior that suggests they recognize themselves as distinct entities within the mirror, an intellectual feat that requires a sophisticated understanding of self. It's within these societies that the roots of bird intelligence may lie. living in harmony or discord but always in concert, emphasizes the cognitive acuity required to maintain such complex associations. The social intelligence hypothesis, proposed by Nicholas Humphrey, posits that the very act of socializing is an intellectual workout. Each interaction, each relationship, is a puzzle to be solved, pushing the boundaries of the mind toward greater sophistication. Accordingly, some researchers posit that the trials and tribulations of social life are not just a facet of avian existence, but a catalyst for their intellectual development. Birds thrive not in isolation, but as members of a vibrant, interactive community, a crucible within which intelligence is forged and continually refined. Part 5. Decoding the cognitive complexity behind birdsong. Picture a dawn chorus, a symphony of avian voices, each proclaiming their presence to the world. It's not only an auditory spectacle, but a showcase of cerebral prowess. Through their intricate melodies, birds communicate and demonstrate a level of cognition that resonates with our own language skills. Comparing birdsong to human language isn't far-fetched, and Charles Darwin himself saw in these melodic threads a parallel to our own linguistic capabilities. Indeed, the phenomenon of vocal learning, which lies at the heart of language, is a shared trait between birds that sing and humans that speak. Both require the ability to discern, memorize, and reproduce a cacophony of sounds, transforming them into meaningful communication. The acquisition of song in birds mirrors language development in human infants. Like a child absorbing the sounds around them, a young bird is initially a sponge for songs, open to the call of any feathered tutor. With time, the songs of its species crystallize as the focal point, while others recede, filtering the auditory landscape to what's most relevant for survival and socialization. An exception to this selective tuning is the mockingbird, a vocal virtuoso who collects songs like treasures, maintaining an ever-expanding library of tunes. This mastery comes at a price, however, as their diverse performances make them conspicuous to predators. Yet it's a risk worth taking, as the reward lies in drawing the attention of discerning females. In the avian dating game, it's not just the feathers that need to dazzle. A male's vocal repertoire is under scrutiny, as a kaleidoscope of melodies signals genetic vigor and cognitive fitness. In this way, birdsong is both a gift and a gamble. It is an art that invites danger, but also seduces through sophistication. A birdsong rends the silence of nature, revealing not just a desire to be heard, but an underlying intelligence capable of learning, creating, and communicating, one that rivals the complexity of our own origins in spoken word. Part 6. The Artistry of Avian Architects. Birds as Master Builders and Decorators. The notion that birds, those free-spirited denizens of the skies, possess an aesthetic sense may seem far-fetched. Yet, amongst the branches and leaves, some birds are unveiling a world of creativity that parallels human artistry, particularly the male birds who take on the role of architects in crafting structures to charm their potential mates. Consider the satin bowerbird, whose approach to courtship is less about constructing a simple nest and more about building a stage for seduction. These male birds become artists and architects rolled into one, meticulously constructing elaborate structures called bowers. The process is impressively systematic, starting with walls fashioned from twigs, aligned just so, to an array of ornamental treasures that might include colorful berries, shiny objects, and vibrant flowers. The bower isn't simply a random collage, but a canvas for strategic design. Some satin bowerbird males even understand the principles of visual trickery, placing smaller objects up front and larger ones at the rear to create an optical illusion that amplifies their physical presence. To a human observer, the display is fascinating. To a female bowerbird, it's a visual feast that influences her choice of mate. And so, the bowerbird's courtship saga unfolds, a critical showcase of his cognitive talents, spatial awareness, design intuition, color discrimination, and even an understanding of perspective, all contributing to his ultimate goal, reproduction. Beyond the male's exhibition, the discernment of the female bowerbird is equally compelling. Her critical evaluation of the bowers, selecting a mate based on the allure of his creation, hints at a sense of beauty inherent to her judgments. The suggestion that birds can perceive aesthetic qualities is not unfounded. Pigeons, for example, have been shown to exhibit a fine-tuned artistic sense. In Shigeru Watanabe's study, pigeons demonstrated the ability to distinguish between paintings by Monet and Picasso, hinting at an underlying cognitive ability to process and appreciate forms and patterns. The idea that beauty and art can resonate with beings other than humans opens up a new horizon of possibilities concerning animal intelligence. Satin bower birds, with their complex bowers, and pigeons, with their discerning eye for art, break through the boundaries of what we understand as creativity, proving once more that the avian world is rich with cognitive depth, and perhaps an appreciation for the finer things in life. Part 7. Birds, the celestial cartographers of the animal kingdom. Embark on a marvel-filled journey through the skies, and you'll witness a spectacle that has captivated humanity for ages, the seasonal saga of migratory birds. These winged wanderers, undeterred by continents and oceans, embark on voyages of unfathomable precision, honing in on their destinations with a mastery that borders on the miraculous. Consider the sparrow, not just a chirpy urban dweller, but a deft navigator capable of reclaiming a detour of over 2,300 miles with only the sky as its guide. Such profound directional savvy is hard-won, the result of an innate gift honed through the millennia. Humans have long recognized this talent, entrusting messages to the reliable homing instinct of pigeons for thousands of years. But the question that has piqued the curiosity of scientists and laypeople alike remains. How do these avian adventurers chart their course so unerringly? A bird's brain is not simply a processor, but a repository of intricate maps, each pinpointing critical waypoints and cache sites, like the Clark's Nutcracker, with its thousands of food locations etched into its memory. While mental mapping is a trait shared across the animal kingdom, birds stand apart with their hypothesized internal compass, an ethereal guide that seems to rely on cues as varied as solar positions and the subtle whisper of the Earth's magnetic field. Intriguingly, tests with pigeons wearing vision-obscuring goggles uncovered that even stripped of key visual references, they navigated home with unflappable certainty. This hints at an ability to perceive the world beyond our human scope, an instinctive draw to the magnetic harmonies woven through the planet's crust. Unseen to the naked eye, yet potentially tangible to birds, is the enigmatic magnetic receptor, an elusive feature of their physiology that could unlock the secrets of their celestial navigation. While the science may not be settled, the phenomenon is undeniable. Birds are masterful mappers of the globe, with the sky as their canvas and the Earth's intricate forces as their muse. Part 8. Survival of the savviest. The adaptive genius of birds. Sparrows are the feathered embodiment of adaptability, a trait demonstrating that intelligence isn't just about solving puzzles. It's about thriving in the face of change. These birds have refined the art of survival across the millennia, colonizing every corner of the globe, gripping tightly to life even at the unforgiving altitudes of the Rockies. A sparrow's home is where its ingenuity lies. These birds show that adaptability reaches beyond the mere biological and into behavioral brilliance. A gutter or pipe becomes prime real estate. Cigarette butts are repurposed as anti-parasitic agents, and a diet that includes everything from seeds to mice means they're perpetual guests at nature's table. This relentless drive to explore and experiment has allowed sparrows not just to survive, but to flourish, turning the urban jungle into a stronghold. Yet, where one species thrives, another may falter. The adaptability that serves sparrows so well is a critical lifeline amidst the perils of a changing climate. As springtime blooms inch earlier each year, trees and caterpillars recalibrate their schedules, and those birds like the great tit who can sync their life cycles to this shifting rhythm continue to prosper. But for creatures of habit like the mountain chickadee, bound to the shrinking realms of coniferous forests, the future is precarious. Their world, predicted to diminish dramatically, offers a stark reminder that without the flexible thinking sparrows exemplify, many bird species may find themselves on the precipice of existence. In an age where ecological upheavals are common, it's not just about having wings, it's about using them to navigate an ever-evolving world. The birds that will witness the sunset of this century will be the ones who can dance to the planet's new tempo, transforming challenges into opportunities. From the plucky city-dwelling sparrow to the great tit, timing its brood with precision, adaptive intelligence is the new currency in the economy of survival. Final summary. It's time to shed the old feathers of misconception. The phrase bird-brained does a disservice to the feathered wonders that grace our skies and share our cities. Behind the delicate bones and the beating of wings lie minds as sharp and resourceful as any in the animal kingdom. Our avian neighbors demonstrate innovation in tool use, sophistication in social structures, expressiveness in song, creativity in artistry, and remarkable adaptability in the face of a changing world. Birds navigate the complexities of life with brains that, while small, are mighty engines of intellect. Whether it's conjuring up a storm of creativity to attract a mate or mastering the mechanics of migration across continents, these creatures are a testament to the myriad forms intelligence can take. And so, as we close this chapter on our exploration of the genius of birds, let's extend the deserved respect and admiration to these beings who show us that brilliance often comes on wings. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.